What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about Danny Kanell. You know, I did a video on him yesterday talking about his hatred for the SEC, particularly my Alabama Crimson Tide. Well, Danny Kanell went on to mention the Georgia Bulldogs. I didn't know that yesterday, but I found this article on Essentially Sports titled Danny Kanell predicts major college football upset to favor Big Ten Giants. Danny Kanell has picked the Oregon Ducks to put the Georgia Bulldogs out of the playoff in the semifinals, basically saying Georgia will not reach the national championship game. So I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? I beg to differ. I think Georgia is a better team than Oregon. I don't care that Oregon is undefeated. I don't care that they number one. Oregon is not in the SEC. And they have yet to play a SEC caliber team. I understand that they beat Ohio State. They got out of there. Well, they got to win by the skin of their teeth. They beat Ohio State by 1 point. But guess what? I feel that the Georgia Bulldogs is a better team than Ohio State. So, hey, it is what it is. But let's get to what Danny Kanell had to say, or what this article is talking about. Danny Kanell on CBS Sports headquarters. The former Florida State signal caller shook things twice. This guy surely has no mercy for Bama after their recent letdown performances. Vanderbilt, Tennessee. He stated, no Alabama, they don't deserve to be in there. They're done. And then sending the second trimmer to Athens by favoring the Oregon Ducks over the Georgia Bulldogs in the semifinal. To break it down, according to Danny Kanell, the Bulldogs will not reach the national championship. And if you are surprised, you're not alone. When asked why the Ducks look the best, he dropped the mic with this. A lot has to do with Dillon Gabriel, the most experienced quarterback in the country, about bringing home the title. All right, let's keep it going. He predicts number 7 Clemson to reach the final ahead of the SEC, with the Big Ten leaders in Oregon taking it home. Kanell's confident pick centers around the Ducks' resilience this season, an impressive offense under head coach Dan Lanning, and quarterback Dillon Gabriel's impact on the field. Oregon, which is 8-0 with their defensive prowess, combined with Dan Lanning's smart and versatile offense, could tip the scale in their favor. There could be more reasons for Danny Kanell to lean towards Oregon. One such could be Dan Lanning, who formerly served as Georgia's defensive coordinator. He knows them inside and out and instilled a tough, aggressive defensive scheme that is tailor-made to counter powerhouses like the Bulldogs. Hey, but not so fast. To reach the national championship, Oregon gotta be the conference champion first. Not really. They don't have to be the conference champions to be in the playoff or to reach the national championship game. But Danny Kanell lost his damn mind, saying Dillon Gabriel would be the reason that Oregon would beat the Georgia Bulldogs in the playoff and putting Georgia out, essentially putting Georgia out of the playoff. You know, Dillon Gabriel, are you serious? This is the same guy that done been in college. This is his 6th year and he ain't won a damn thing. Not nothing. But that's the guy you want to depend on to beat the Georgia Bulldogs? Oregon has not faced any type of defense on the level of a Georgia Bulldog defense. Not one. Not one. Shit. I can name a couple of other SEC defenses that can shut that Oregon offense down. Couple of them. You got Georgia. You got Tennessee. Possibly Alabama if they play up to the standard. And probably a couple of more. Oregon is nothing special. Now, like I say, I understand that they beat Ohio State. They beat them by the skin of their teeth. But guess what? Ohio State's defense is not better than Georgia's defense. No way, no how. You let Oregon meet Georgia in the playoffs, and that Georgia defense play like they did against Texas, you can't tell me There's no way that Oregon will win that game if that Georgia defense played like it did against Texas. No way. Dillon Gabriel, he's nothing special. I'm telling y'all, man. I understand he's a good quarterback. I understand that. But guess what? What is he when he gets pressured play after play after play? What is he when he's getting hit continuously? Because I don't believe that Oregon offensive line can defend the front seven of Georgia, especially when Glenn Schumann is dialing up those stunts and sending that pressure. What is Dillon Gabriel then? Because he haven't faced that yet. Now, as I done seen, in the 2 or 3 games I watched, I know one in particular, he had 2 or 3 interceptions. And I guarantee you he'll have that against the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't believe that Oregon can really compete with Georgia. I don't. I have to see it to believe it. And as far as Dan Lanning, being the defensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs 2 to 3 years ago, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Him being the defensive coordinator 2 or 3 years ago at Georgia ain't got nothing to do with Georgia's defense right now. Nothing to do with it. And if you ask me, I would pick Georgia over Oregon any day. Any day. Hell, I'll pick Tennessee over Oregon. Shit, I'll pick my Alabama Crimson Tide over Oregon. But in order for my Alabama Crimson Tide to win the game, they'll have to play like they did against Missouri. I understand that. But I would pick my Alabama Crimson Tide over Oregon. Shit, I might even pick Ole Miss over Oregon. So, hey, it is what it is. The SEC is beating the hell out of the SEC, okay? It ain't nobody else really doing it. But Dan Lanning had lost his mind. I understand Dan Lanning don't like the SEC. Hell, he's still, well, I ain't gonna say he's still doing it. When his Florida State Seminoles lost to Georgia Tech early in the season, guess what he said? It ain't how you start. Well, look at Florida State now. That should tell you how much Danny Kanell knows. I mean, this guy's out his mind. This guy's out his mind. And for him to say, my Alabama Crimson Tide don't deserve to be in the playoffs, well, guess what? If we win out, we're going to be there whether you like it or you don't. It is what it is. Guarantee you your Florida State Seminoles won't be there, just like they wasn't last season. But this guy is damn ridiculous. Talking about Dillon Gabriel, yeah, he do his thing. He got what? He got a 76% completion rate. 192 completions out of 252 attempts, 18 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Great numbers. Great numbers. But if you look at the opponents outside of Ohio State, who has he done it against? Idaho, Oregon State, who is garbage, UCLA, not that good, Michigan State, not that good, Purdue, not good at all. He doing a lot against these unranked mediocre teams. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, he did fairly well against Ohio State, Boise State, which I thought they would have blew out Boise State, but they only beat Boise State by 3 points. But Boise State, hey, they is a good team. That running back is a hell of a damn running back. But none of these teams can compare to the Georgia Bulldogs, in my opinion, even Ohio State. I know this probably, get a lot of Georgia fans wound up. You know what I'm saying? This gives them a reason to want to play the Oregon Ducks just so they can prove Danny Canell wrong as hell. Just like Danny Canell, Dillon Gabriel, and as a head coach, Dan Lanning, ain't none of them won a damn thing. None of them. None of them. And I'm going to tell you right now, Dan Lanning ain't near the coach that Kirby Smart is. Dan Lanning coaching staff ain't near the coaching staff that Kirby Smart's coaching staff is. Dan Lanning's team is not as physical as those Georgia Bulldogs. I can guarantee you that. So, Danny Canell, like I said again, you done lost all of your rabbit ass mind. It's a damn shame, man. This man said Dillon Gabriel. All right. Now, Dillon Gabriel, he had a stellar 2 years at Oklahoma. Out of 3 years at UCF. Shit. He had 2 good years. 1 year he threw for 3,500 yards. Another year he threw for 3,600 yards. Okay. Last year at Oklahoma he threw for 3,600 yards. He threw for 3,100 yards in 2022. But guess what? He haven't faced a defense like the Georgia Bulldogs. I can guarantee you that. He doing this. Matter of fact, has Dillon Gabriel ever faced a SEC defense? Has he ever? I don't think so. Not to my recollection. And he definitely ain't faced a defense like a top tier SEC defense. Have not done it. So, Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Bulldog fans, y'all got something to look forward to if you play those Oregon Ducks in the playoffs. Danny Canel lost all his mind. So, you Georgia Bulldog fans, give me y'all opinion on what Danny Canel said. Because I'm telling y'all, man, it won't happen. If those two teams meet, it will not happen. It will not happen. And if you notice, this guy talking stupid, if you notice, the only team that Georgia has lost to since 2020, well, since the COVID season ended, is my Alabama Crimson Tide. The only team. One loss in 2021. One loss in 2023. One loss in 2024. The only team to beat them. And you think the Oregon Ducks can do it? Are you crazy? Man, come on, man. But I'm gonna just end the video with that. I'm gonna end it. Okay, Ohio State came close. But guess what? Close is a word that losers use. That's all. Close, almost. Those are words that losers use. So hey, it is what it is. It won't happen. Georgia will beat the hell out of Oregon. And I feel like by double digits. No doubt about it. So like I said, y'all Georgia Bulldog fans, tell me what y'all think about it. What Danny Canel said. And hey, I'll be sure to engage with y'all in the comments. Y'all have a nice day and roll damn tide.